What is good, everybody? It's your boy Randy Anderson here with another episode of the Average Guy Podcast, episode 89. And today we will be talking about the Red Table Talk with Jayda and Will Smith. I have a
That's a
couple.
really low volume. I'm so sorry.
You said what?
It's a really low volume. Do you know? Can you
On
make it louder?
yours? Hold on. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's so much better. Thank you.
Okay. All right. My bad. Yeah, we'll be talking about the Red Table Talk with Will and Jayda Pinkett Smith. Talking about their relationship. Well, right now I have two co-hosts, Kia and Lauren. How you ladies doing today?
Doing well.
Doing great.
All right, so y'all ready to start this off real quick? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, so since we're talking about Will and Jayda Pinkett Smith, yeah, I think that's how you say their name. Whatever. So what did you guys watch part one and part two? What did you guys think of it?
I watched part one and I just saw a little bit of part two, but I had a lot of feelings about it. And let's just start with maybe the first thing that I said to another friend on Facebook, and that was one of the pitches was that all relationships will go through this. All relationships will go through this idea that I haven't exactly told you what I wanted. And eventually, 10, 20 years later, we're going to have to face it together. That was one thing that I thought was a little off their bag, but I love them. So more importantly, the lesson or the concept to really grab out of that for me was that communication is not part of a relationship. It is the first part of a relationship that should even exist.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that I felt really came out because I felt like, and I told another friend that's actually kind of going through a little separation right now in our marriage, that it's some relationships, some marriages, some what the Smiths now call families that have been able to establish what they want from the gate. And so I didn't like the part of the pitch that said everybody will face that. And she did not use those words. So let me not put words in her mouth. But that was one of the things, like one of the vibes that came off the table to me. What do you guys think?
Kia, I'll let you go ahead.
So I'll just say I did not watch part one or two. I'm so sorry. I tried to do my research, but I could not find it because they had so many. But and every time I listen to that table talk, I cry. So I love Will and Jada. And I will say that you're absolutely right with communication. Communication is a foundational thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're talking about, every relationship goes through, just because everybody communicates different and you kind of have to learn how your partner communicates through different stages in their life. And depending on what they're going through or what they're experiencing, they might change the way they feel communication should be done. And so I feel like eventually, if you're not able to effectively adapt to your partner's communication, then it will come a time where you're like, okay, we're off on the same page, but it takes that initiative to actually correct where you're at. And that's where the strength in your marriage shows, is if you guys are both willing to basically look at the situation and be like, okay, we aren't on the same page and haven't been, let's get on the same page. You know what I mean? So, but I'm sorry.
I mean, I did watch episode 1 and 2. Episode 1, it was the way I viewed it was the relationship was rocky and conversation was literally the main thing that kept them together. And that's what I feel. I feel conversation. Hold on, my collar look bad. Conversation is the main thing in a relationship that you and your partner should be friends first. And when he said that, he said he brought up the friends thing. I was like, damn, yeah, that's true. Because who's gonna hold your back? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your friend, your girl, if she's your friend first. My collar. Oh, but yeah, I mean, Damn. I don't even. All I know is like you two, Will and Jada. I don't know if they're goals, relationship goals, because that is one of the questions I have. Are Will and Jada relationship goals? Because that's all I see on social media nowadays. After this part 2 came out, are Will and Jada relationship goals? I will get you guys' question. I will get you guys answers after this, but I don't think so. But I mean, communication is key. When he was, I think it was in part 2 when he was talking about with his daughter. His daughter seen him blow up, and his daughter has never seen that, and like he felt bad about that. I felt that because I've been in situations where I've blown up, and there's no reason why I should have blew up in front of a kid. So I mean that's that. If you guys don't have anything else, we can do these questions real quick. What's good, Corey?
What's the word? Can you hear me all right? I know the car is loud as hell.
Yeah, the car a little loud and you a little bit choppy.
All right.
All right.
What y'all here talking about?
We're talking about the red table talk.
Said red table talk.
Yeah, with Jada and Will Smith.
Jada and Will Smith. All right, too. Well, punch in what they got on there. So I don't know what.
Bro, I'll be honest with you, I can't hear you. You keep cutting in and out.
Cutting in and out.
Yeah, you keep cutting in and out.
All right, just keep pushing.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Okay, I was going to say that Will and Jada are, I think that they are family goals. And I think that is really what they're trying to say to the masses, in everything he's been putting on social media lately. And then even in some of the things really that they've been expressing over the last year, like taking some of the emphasis and the popularity really off of husband and wife. And Jada and Will are demonstrating life as.
You said what? You like cut out. Lauren?
Oh, she was on something.
Yeah, she was. She just cut out. Lauren, are you there?
I'm on the Wi-Fi. Did I touch it?
Yeah, you just cut out. There you are. Continue what you were saying.
Okay. I think that, right. They're just demonstrating their life as a family and taking a little bit of the popularity and the emphasis off of husband and wife, like they were born into the same family. So relationship goals to me are still more like Beyonce, Jay-Z,
okay.
And not Will and Jada, because Will and Jada could be cousins. Like they could be brothers and sisters. And it's a totally different, like you really see like Beyonce and Jay-Z, like they are bossing up together very materially. Like if every possession got taken away from them, do we see love between them? That's what's important. And between Jada and Will, if they lost everything, they would still have it all. You see what I'm saying? So relationship goals, no. Family goals, yes.
Okay. All right, Kia, you next.
So I'd absolutely say they were relationship goals. But first I will say, I feel like you should establish your own relationship goals because not everybody else is going through the same thing. But I will say of any famous relationship platform, absolutely Will and Jada. And here's why. I think their transparency is important. I think talking about what you've experienced and talking about how you got through that says a lot about your relationship, because if they would have, there's a lot of relationships in media that'll give all their business right now, before they've actually reached a solution. They established a solution. They handled it very privately, as Beyonce and Jay-Z do as well. But they're also looking at it from a lot of different perspectives. They take a very open-minded perspective with their relationship. And I think that's something that should really speak volumes to it, is that they consider they consider each other's feelings, but they also consider how their family is affected. And so I feel like by using them as a relationship goal, that would in turn make that family dynamic happen. And with Beyonce and Jay-Z, I just feel like we don't really see that cohesiveness and how they actually work together. We know that they work businessly very well. You know, we know that they can work as a well-oiled machine, like, you know, together on a business project. But it's like, to see that love, to see how you guys fell apart, came together. Yes, he cheated and you forgave him. But how many times have we seen that in, you know, a marriage versus we couldn't have a conversation, or like they actually get into depth about how their relationship was struggling. And it doesn't always have to be adultery. It doesn't always have to be so much another person coming into the marriage. It could just be you guys aren't compatible. How do you get that compatibility back? And that is as admirable. I think it takes a very strong relationship to be able to admit that, especially on such a big platform, and then talk about how they came back from it.
Yeah. Y'all laid it out deeply. Lauren, was it? All right, shout out to Lauren. He said that's deep. All right, so I have another question for you guys. Does a perfect family exist? Do you guys believe that there's a such thing as a perfect family? Because I have seen people say that the Smiths are one of the perfect families besides Barack Obama and Jay-Z and Beyonce. No. So
Oh my God. I haven't seen that at all on social media, but I think I'll take one from Missy Elliott's book. Said, "You're not perfect, but you're perfect for me." And is there a perfect family? Well, isn't that a very independent question?
Yeah.
You know, for each individual relationship. I apologize for the noise. I have a lot going on here. I think that, I mean, God, can we say something extra personal on your show?
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Go in. Go all the way in.
I know, right? See, perfect can go so many ways, you know. God, I think our family is a lot like every other family. We have our problems, their mental health problems. We have, you know, people who just can't seem to get ahead. Like, if that's every family, and it's been proven time and time and time again that it is, isn't that perfect? Isn't the common thing the perfect thing? So, are they any more perfect than any other relationship or family? No. You know, no. Like, even one of the things that he said in part one, like, an ideal vacation for him is jumping off of buildings, out of airplanes, all that. Perfect vacation for her is at the house cooking for her family. Now, on the outside looking in, if they weren't Jayda and Will, we say, oh my God, they don't have anything in common. They don't even like the same thing. Right? But no, that is perfect for them. That's how they do them. And so the people who are saying, oh my God, they're the perfect family, we need to worry about what them people got going on in their life, is they need one.
Okay. All right. Kia, you want to go ahead, go next?
Yeah, I absolutely don't think a perfect family exists. I feel like from the outside looking in, you might think a family is perfect, but there's no possibility that family has never gone through anything. And if they've never gone through anything, then I don't feel like they actually get the full aspect of a family. Like, you're supposed to be able to rely on your family during hardship. You're supposed to be able to go to your family when you're struggling, or when your family is having a hard time, be able to pull each other together. And if those trials and tribulations aren't there, then you don't have that reliability. You don't have that trust. You don't have that, you can't really say like, my family has our back because X, Y, and Z. And you don't have that security. And so if you've never, I feel like a perfect family has to go through stuff. A perfect family, they can't be perfect, basically, because I feel like perfection is no flaws, and the flaws make the family. So that's
right.
That's really what I'm like. I feel like there's a way to look ideal. There's families that overcome great obstacles that I'd like to be able to get, to that point with my family. But not even to say, I don't even think my family's perfect. We are far from perfect. And that's what makes us so special, is that you can't be like, my family is X, Y, and Z. My mom is a stay-at-home mom. She cooks, she cleans, she does everything. She's a robot. But like, that's not real. I wouldn't trust it if it was real. I trust that when my parents argue, it's from passion and it's from a place of love. And when they come together and they forgive each other, that's also a place of love, and that's something that really is important. So.
All right, Corey.
Man, so what I always say, man, there's no perfection. The perfect family is one that really doesn't rely on, too much outside influence or relying on tradition, and using logic and practicality. Using things that'll help advance each other, basically a win-win situation. But nothing's gonna be perfect, because that's a subjective thing. That's a subjective thing, so it's gonna be different for each other. It's just like they said, whatever works for both of them. You're gonna face adversity, but it's about how you build through that. I don't know, man. There's no such thing as a perfect family though, at all. You just gotta focus. It shouldn't be based off of Will and Jayda, go through, because they're good for each other, and they're gonna have their own little nuances and different things that they do that they're able to adapt to. But what works for them isn't gonna work for the next couple. We're all different. We're all unique in our own different ways. So, what it's all about is being practical in your experience, and how you move. So no, it's no such thing as perfect though.
Okay. Well, like you guys, I believe there's not a perfect family. There's not, because honestly, if a lot of us don't really like a lot of our family members, or because we make friends family members. Honestly, if we want to be honest, if we want to all be honest, we make friends family members, and friends sometimes are closer to us than family is. So I mean, that's just how I see it. So yeah, we'll move over to the next question, man. All right. So I think it was episode 2 where they were talking about I think it was Jayda and Will. They felt like they needed time apart. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let me make sure I get the question right. In a relationship, in a relationship, do you feel that there are times that where you and your partner need to split for a certain amount of time? Who wants to go first?
I did see that part of part 2, and I may have seen it all now that I really think about it, because I remember seeing the end when they walked out. But all that being said, do they need time apart? See, I didn't understand that. They should have expanded on that, since they really were trying to tell everybody what their relationship was like. Like, did she go on like an eat, love, pray mission where she didn't talk to anybody for 45 days? Or were they in communication, like texting and phone, but she was just in another country? See, that's kind of different. So do couples need time apart, physical time apart? Yeah, probably every day. You probably can't work with your spouse, come home with your spouse, blah, blah, blah. Somebody's going to say, I need a round of golf, right? Of course you need time apart. Extended time apart for self-growth, sure, no problem. Extended time apart to see if this is really the relationship that I want to be in? No. That is a whole different question of love and commitment. And if you're there, I need to go away to see if I really want to continue this, it's time to cut the cord all the way. That's exactly how I feel. I know that's some very strong words, but if that's the way you feel, it's time to go. It been time to go. You just looking for an exit strategy at that point.
Absolutely. And I'll just that Absolutely. If there's a part of you that's so inclined to see if you really want this, you don't want it.
Right.
And that should answer that question. That's good.
Right.
It depends on where you're at in life, though. See, we got to be thinking if we talking. There's a lot of factors that may go into it. You know, whether we may be talking about young adolescents. You know, maybe 19, early 20s. Then are we talking about a person in their 30s, 40s? You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to that, that may be a valid question when you're speaking on somebody young. You know, they may want to be with that person, and they may not want to lose that person, but you know they may want to evaluate the situation. Whereas and it's not always like that. Maybe not for a 30-year-old, but we know at most times, a person by the time they hit 30, things like that, they've had their fun, had many different experiences, out here. So they've seen enough. So at that point, they should know what the hell they want out of life. But 20, you still growing. You still haven't seen everything. You still haven't processed a lot of your ideologies. Shoot, in that time frame, one spouse may grow mentally while the other one stays stagnant. So those are what you about to say.
I think it's important to highlight your emphasis on what your intention is for the space apart, because like you said, someone with more things that they want to experience, you don't find that in your partner. And that should speak volumes. If you feel like there's a part from your partner that you can't experience that's new, you don't want that person. And so for you to be like, I want to be with you, but I want to try something else. You want to try something, so you don't want to be with me. You know what I mean? And that's where situationships happen, where people are like, I want to have my kids too. I want to have you available, but I don't really want to limit myself to just you. And it's like, if you want to experience something new, go full force and experience something new. But you can't hold on to the old as you experience something new that's contradicting yourself. Like you gotta really let go if you want to try something new.
I agree.
So would the remedy for that is to be, because I'm speaking for people that go through this issue. A lot of people are just confused on what they want, men and women.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times when they do these things, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't love their partner. They're just not. I'm not even going to say not in complete control of their urges or anything, because a lot of people, that's one of the things that still hasn't been solved throughout life. The urges and the different
temptations.
Temptations people go through.
Right.
So is it important for that? It's important for the couples to be upfront and have those discussions. I think you said that. Already, but
and that goes back to communication. Easily,
right.
If you can admit to yourself, because that's a lot of it. Like some people just don't want to admit that they have put this time in, that they've invested in this person, and yet they feel like there's part of them that isn't satisfied. You have to be honest with yourself and just be like, I'm not satisfied here, and I do care about you. But if you're willing to try something new, you're willing to take that risk on losing that person. And that's just what it is. You have to be real with yourself that if I'm taking this risk to try something new, I'm potentially shutting the door on what I already had. And that is a risk. Ooh. I mean, risk regardless. You're going to do that. You can't, you can get a job or a career and then try to get a new one, but still keep your foot in that old career. If you're going to do a complete career change, you got to cut it off eventually, because at which point do you cut it off? Once you enjoy what is new, and now you're secure in the fact, okay, now I can close the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just been through things, y'all.
Yeah. Pop your collar.
I had a point to make. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
She definitely had a point to make. That came from somewhere. It came from somewhere. All right. So the next question is, what are some keys to keeping a relationship tight like we would say Jayda and Will, in you guys' opinions, what are some things that you guys believe that could keep a relationship tight and together? Corey, I'll let you go first.
It's always honesty. Always honesty. If you ain't got communication in everything, in every aspect of life, whether it's relationship, whether on the job, or you know what I'm saying, even in sports, there always has to be a level of communication, and it has to be clear, because that's the only way to win. Y'all got to be on the same page. So like we were talking about, you know, it's relative to what we were just speaking on. Is you gotta, if you having different issues or you got different things going on in your mind, we underestimate the power of dialogue. We underestimate the power of dialogue. A lot of times, just the dialogue alone can remedy these different type of thoughts that we have or temptations. So, you know, even if it's, you know, you put it out there, and you know, the girl, I mean, the woman or the man, they sit there, they hell nah, you know, I ain't going for that, you know, and they just, you know, they wake you up, snap you out of it with just, you know, kind of abrupt answer. Maybe that's all it takes, and that's not what it always is, but you know, just having a dialogue and being truthful, with your partner, that's the best thing to do. And if you're not gonna do that, I mean, then make sure you make sure, and this is me on my fuck shit, but make sure you take the damn time, especially if you love a person. You better go through the extra links to make sure you don't hurt their ass. You know what I'm saying? You better, and that takes some energy, because you know there's only 24 hours in the day. We got to get to being productive for not only our lives but our families' lives. So that takes a lot of work. That takes a lot of hours in the day. So if you finding time to, you know, fuck around and cheat and stuff like that, I mean, if you can squeeze that in there and still be able to meet all of your spouse's needs and be there when they're needed, you better make it cleaning up your tracks well and not being sloppy, because you got your family at stake at the same time. And you know, and like I said, when you know you do that, a lot of times it's going to show. Sometimes the other spouse, you know, just doesn't want to recognize the signs or whatnot, but it'll show at times. So, I mean, you know, that's the only thing to it, you know.
All right, Key, you up next.
Definitely communication, like he said. Boundaries, I think, are important. And that's for once you're in a relationship and then once you're in a marriage. I feel like it's really important to establish those boundaries, know what you expect from your partner, what your partner is expecting from you, and then know how that changes as your relationship progresses. So like when you're in a relationship, you know, does your partner expect you to do their laundry versus when you're married? Okay, now do we want to do each other's laundry? Like, do we have date? Like, just establishing those boundaries, those roles, making them clear. That way, there's no way for them to be like, okay, well, I thought you were down with this. It's like, no, I just went with it because that's something you were comfortable, you know? And that's a huge thing that I've noticed. It just keeps from muddling waters. And I feel like you open doors to problems in your relationship when there's established, okay, so, and I know like a lot of people don't like labels, but what those labels are just, they're establishing boundaries basically. So like, do I have the room? They are like, do I have the right to expect this from you? But if we're not boyfriend, girlfriend, I guess I can't. That's a boundary, you know? I can't expect you to text me like throughout the day because we're not in a relationship. That's a boundary. So it's like, to have those established boundaries, you know, it's important. If we're in a relationship, we're exclusive. If we're married, you know, we're working towards having like children, having career changes. We're going to move our futures in a way that coincides with one another. So having those boundaries can really just make a stronger relationship, because you know from the jump, like what your partner expects, what you expect, and then you guys can work with that.
It's just a couple things I wanted to jab at, but you know, I'm gonna be cool because
get up in there, Come on, get up in there and Mayweather,
man. Nah, because my points aren't as solid as I would like them to be. So like when I want to jab it, I make sure it's a solid punch. But all right,
titles. So okay, so keys to a relationship. That was the question. And I totally have said in the beginning of this that it was communication. And also I agree that, boundaries need to be established as well. However, you are really talking to somebody really different, and I think that transparency is even more important. So transparently, I like Black men. I like looking at Black men. I like double tapping their Instagram posts. I like sliding in the DMs, but I'm faithful in a relationship. I have every sense and accept all of my rights to basic instinct. This is my transparency. Can you handle it? And so many people will be shaken by that. They tell more lies. I recently was talking to somebody who was trying to cover up his tracks so hard. He was just like, I haven't been with nobody and this and that long and blah, 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 blah. And when's the last time you was with somebody? Two people this week. What the hell are you talking about? Like, what? This is basic instinct. This is life. This is human nature. And I know that we're going to get to the other young lady later. And I think I'm not even going to talk about her because the little stuff that I already read online is garbage. Let's talk about Corinne Stephens first. That's owning your truth. That's saying that this is who I am. This is what I've enjoyed. And I'm not going to apologize.
Oh, you just on fire and they cut her off.
More. I'm gonna go. I have to go. Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Yeah.
What you saying, Lauren?
Corinne Stephens was just somebody that, early on, before I had a lot of other experiences, because I was like in my late teens when she was going through her thing, early 20s when she was going through her thing. And it's scary. And it's like, oh my God, like that's a lot of bodies. You know what I'm saying? But then when you get to this age, you're like, you know what? I enjoyed it. I accepted it. I have no shame about it. It's a liberating feeling. And more than anything, I feel like people should be liberated inside of a relationship. You should not feel imprisoned. You should not feel like you can't say this or he cannot or she cannot find out about that. Like that's prison. And if there isn't liberation in a relationship, then it's not a relationship worth having to me.
Okay. I mean, everything that y'all said is absolutely correct. Transparency is definitely key. Communication is definitely key, at least to me. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm finna be 28 years old. And if I'm honest with you, you shouldn't be like, wait, what? Like if I tell you what's going on, and if we're not in a relationship, but we're just talking and friends, bring up a little story. It was like 3 months ago. 3 months ago. I don't know how everybody else is. I'm pretty sure I'm an average guy, but everybody else is kind of the same way. You know what I'm saying? You should be on Instagram. I was talking to a young lady for a smooth 6 months. 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Just friendship shit. And what happened was I was on Instagram one night, bored as shit, like 3 in the morning, and it was a Saturday. 3 in the morning, had all my work done. I was just bored. I couldn't go to sleep, so I just swiped. Went to Instagram, double tap, swipe, double tap. And I didn't know at this time that Instagram tells people that you what pictures you liked and stuff like that. So I got a phone call the next day asking me about all these pictures and stuff like that I liked. And I'm like, it's Instagram. That's what it's there for. You know what I'm saying? I was like, we are not we are not exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I respect you, and I will let you know if I was to do something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I in the beginning, that's how I set it out. But I don't know if that got lost in translation a little ways down the road. But Instagram is Instagram. She was complaining about I don't look like none of these girls that you liking the pictures. I was like, exactly. Like literally, they're just pictures for Instagram. They're there for people to look at and be like, oh, I like this picture. That don't mean I want to hit. Sometimes it does, but you know what I'm saying? I'm with you for a different reason. I'm with you for your brain. You know what I'm saying? You're a smart young lady. You got ambitions, da 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 da. And I'm sitting there thinking it's gonna be cool. Like she like 30. I think just turned 31 or some shit like that, 32. So I'm like, all right, cool. You gonna have your shit together. Your mind's right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fucking with that heavy. And she was on like this whole spirituality shit. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm fucking with that heavy. But when that happened, I swear to God, it seems like she went straight to her 20s. It was just everything that I knew, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So she wasn't transparent with me in the beginning. So I mean, transparency is everything. Conversation is everything. I mean, hey, that's my story.
but then you knew at that moment.
Exactly.
You gotta get time, just 6 months. Even if they don't want to, be transparent and tell everything up front. You just pay attention to a person's movements and how they move, and she may have had a reason. She may have had a reason. Because woman does want to feel love. So she see y'all, liking the pictures and everything. It's just up to you. You gotta be straight up. Like, shoot, go on there. You like the pictures or whatever. I don't know. You just gotta be straight up, Randy. That's it. If she can't accept that,
that's finito. That's definito. But
there you go.
I mean, I wasn't like I was gonna lie. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, that wasn't me. That was one of the homies. Yeah. What I look like lying? I was about to be 28 years old, dog.
It is what it is, and then that way y'all keep it pushing. You ain't wasting her time. She ain't wasting your time. Y'all move on to the next, and y'all bring it back together. She may come to the realization that maybe it wasn't that much, and maybe it was that much. It can't be really mended from there. But at least y'all ain't wasting each other's time, and that's the key thing.
Right. I mean, and the only other thing I'm not gonna say I feel bad about, because she was what, like 30, and females when they hit their 29 to their early 30s, you know what I'm saying? That's baby fever and shit like that. But that's a whole nother conversation. All right, so in the second season, you said what?
Is that true, Lauren?
What? Baby fever? I wouldn't know. I can help you.
Yeah. You don't have one. You from what you experienced. Do you see that though? Because Randy trying to speak for the females. But is it true?
We're hitting a really different time where women are like, I had a baby and you can go on about your business. I don't know nothing about that kind of thought process.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing that no way that I would feel, no life I would want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, a conversation for another time. All right. And the second episode, the second part of the Red Table Talks with Jayda and Will Smith. Will Smith was talking about how for Jada's birthday, I think it was her 40th birthday or whatever, he did this whole extravagant thing and stuff like that. And Jayda, she didn't like it because she said that this was only filling Will's ego. And as a man, men have ego. Men have egos, and we want our egos stroked. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Oh, baby, did you see that? This and this and that." And he's like, "I'm doing this all for you. Tomorrow we're gonna we got this whole day planned out, and it's all for you." Da 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 da. And she just wanted to stay home and chill. You know what I'm saying, with the family. So I mean, the question I'm pretty much saying is, egos do fuck with us as a man, does fuck with us at certain occasions in our feelings. Because if you say, if you're not showing us any love, this goes for both men and women. But if you're not showing us any love and we get that love from somebody else, that's stroking the ego. Honestly. Well, in my vision, my eyes, that's how I see it. Corey, I'll let you go.
That's stroking the ego. I don't know. You know, man. I'm not the most adept. You know, I'm a married man. I've been in many relationships, many successful relationships because I'm, as I am with many people, I can deal with all types of personalities, man. Even on the job, man. You know, a lot of times people just mix like oil and water, man, and not able to work with each other. But I'm always that one person on the job that's able to work with each and every single person in their own unique way because I'm able to pick out the strengths, the weaknesses. You know, I'm able to identify those type of things and work with them and build with them. So that's why a lot of my relationships have been able to pan out. Now, that's not to say there hasn't been turmoil, or there hasn't been but it's still, but we're still able to move. Can you? What'd you say?
You were choppy for a second.
Am I choppy? I'm in a bad little area. Can you hear me? What good now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Nah, but yeah, man. Shoot. What the hell was I about to say? You just you threw me off, Randy.
Choppy, bro. You choppy again.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
All right, Lauren. I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah.
The question was
ego. I was just honestly talking about ego. Do you feel that ego is a, I guess you would say, is a bad thing?
You were also saying about Will and Jada. That was the one part of the conversation I wanted to say was like rich people problem, right? Like none of us poor people would have been ungrateful about somebody throwing us a party with Mary J. Blige singing, right? So did he need to, or did he need his ego fulfilled? If my man does something nice for me, did he do it for his own ego? I don't think I would ever classify any situation where a man gave me a gift or took his time to do something for me, something that fulfilled his ego. I've seen it though. I've seen people like another person admire like a girl's bag or her car or something like that, and she's with her dude, and her dude make a comment like, man, yeah, I had to get her that. Like, you needed to say that, you know what I mean? Why did you need to say that? But I really want to avoid most situations where the ego is involved. And not that you can't be grateful, not that you can't be overly appreciative to that person individually. But that part of the segment was, I did see the whole thing. Now that we're really talking about it, I saw it front to back. I really thought that was a rich people problem. What you think?
Honestly, I can see where she was coming from. Because the whole grandmother thing. Because I guess he had some unheard stuff from her grandmother that she never heard, and
Right.
that compiled with the party, compiled with them having the arguments before the birthday and everything else, that was all gathering up at once. You know what I'm saying? She probably just wanted to chill, and like with all that on her at one time, it was happiness, sadness, and other things like that. But his ego was like, yo, this is finna be dope for her. You know what I'm saying? This finna make everybody talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be the man that I think I am in her eyes. I want her to think of me as that one man. So I mean, or as her man and only her man, or something like that. I'm not saying it quite right, but yeah. I mean, ego is good and bad. You know what I'm saying? Because ego can get you killed. Ego can have what's the word I'm looking for? Repercussions that you didn't expect for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I can see where why she was mad, and her outlook on it, but I also can see Will's outlook on it, and Will being like, "Yo, this is for my baby." You know what I'm saying? Nobody that I know has done this before for my baby or for their woman. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. So, do you guys have anything else for this red table talk that you wanted to get off your chest real quick? What's up, Corey?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, let me know when to go out. Yeah, now where I was going with before everything was cutting out. Now I was just saying like how I'm not the most adept, but I've been through stuff, So I try to. I'm not the best advice on it. But as far as things like that, hey, we just don't know. We don't know the inner workings of the household. Now, on one hand, if she, on one hand, you may want to get her what she's asking for her birthday. But on the other hand, Will Smith is going to know Jada better than we know Jada. So,
Ooh, that's a good
shoot,
point.
a lot of times, man, people just don't know what they want. Women, a lot of times don't know what the hell they want. You can get on, you can jump on me, Lauren, if you want to, but women don't be knowing what the hell they want sometimes. So he'd be like, shoot, she'll say she wants to chill, and then he'll be like, okay, we'll just do that, and then that's what he'll give her for her birthday, and then it'll be all hell after that. So, but only Will would know that. Like I said, things like that are just situations like that are subjective, and they differ. They differentiate within the couple, within different couples. So we really don't know. We really don't know the inner workings and things on the inside. But it may be something that I'm not seeing, or maybe oversight. So y'all point that out. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's a right answer to it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
So now we good with the red table talk? All right.
Mhm.
Okay. So all right, let's talk about this young lady. We had spoke about Corinne Steffens a little bit ago. This is some people will say Corinne Steffens 2.0, but this young lady, Brittany Reiner, she made a tell-all book. It's called Judge This Cover. Right. Judge This Cover, and she had a tell-all book, and she was telling pretty much everything about her sexual capades, and some of the celebrities that were talked about was Drake, Little Uzi Vert, Colin Kaepernick is the one who actually, I guess, boosted the sales. I would say, because that's the one that everybody likes to talk about. Trey Songz, Tyga, and a couple other celebrities. So my whole thought process is hold on, my bad. My whole thought process is, do you really need to do that in 2018? Do we really need a female to be sleeping and telling about celebrities? I say no, because I mean, we've seen it. Like I said earlier, Corinne Steffens. I mean, shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? She was real about hers. She still loves Lil Wayne till this day. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't care what relationship she's in. Lil Wayne is that nigga to her. You know what I'm saying? So like, she will tell whoever she's with at the time, if Lil Wayne calls me at 2-3 in the morning and he says he needs me, I'm gone. And you're gonna have to live with it. To me, that's wild. But to certain people, they hear that and they see that and they're like, hey, I'm down with it. So what do you guys think? Lauren, I'll let you go first.
Okay. The girl, see, this is the crazy part. So the girl, Brittany, she did the whole what do you call it? Kiss and tell, right? But
Mm.
like less than 2 weeks ago, somebody had captured Lyra Galore. She used to be engaged to Rick Ross. They had captured her in a picture with another celebrity, and somebody said, "Damn, y'all just pass her around," or "Damn, you sleeping with everybody." And you know what she said? She said some real legit shit. She said, it's called dating within your social circle. Why go out and date one of these nobodies? Then the next thing you know, you got your mouth open, snoring in the bed, and they take a selfie. Like, so what this girl did is she validated what another hoe, Lyra Galore, said. And I don't like her either. So let me be clear about that. I don't think that hoeing and sleeping around in the same social circle is something you should be striving to do, you know? And so, but how about a lower hoe validated what this upper hoe said? That's what really happened in that situation. I really think that what she did or what she's trying to do, it will have it'll have a fan base. These are the people that still read gossip. These are the people that love MTO, which I like to read media takeout just to see how stupid and fact finding they are not. Um, and
Preach.
right, it will have a fan base. What she's done will have a fan base, but I mean, I'm in my 30s. I'm 37. That's not entertainment to me anymore. And yes, I was entertained by it. And to be honest with you, there was a book that had the blessing, honestly, to read when I was 18 by Sister Soldier called The Coldest Winter Ever. So
Yeah,
read
Mr. Soldier. Yeah,
Sister Soldier, right? And
yeah.
reading that book really kind of was a preset to have an understanding and an openness to what I was about to see. I was working in gentlemen clubs. I was dancing and bartending in gentlemen clubs. Players Club had already came out. Also a preset to what you're about to see. So once you have a preset, hopefully you'll have a way to deal with it, you know, or you will have a masterful way to deal with it. And there's so many young people today that are going to follow this little girl, Brittany Renner, and not see the master plan is what not to do.
True. That is very true.
So that's why I think that what she's done is just not good. There can be nothing gained from it. So when you cross this line, this age group, this maturity level, you only do things that you can gain from, you know?
And I don't know if you guys know who this young lady is, but actually I do respect Passport Cuddy. I honestly respect Passport Cuddy. I don't know if you guys know who Passport Cuddy is, but she's a social media person, and she has a book. I don't know what her name of her book is called, but I will actually find that out real quick for you guys. But I actually respect Passport Cuddy, and Passport Cuddy kind of talks about this just a little bit, but the way she does it, she is secretive with hers. You know what I'm saying? She's not giving out names and nothing like that. She's just letting the young ladies know how to finesse niggas. That's pretty much it. And I'm gonna let Corey go because I'm about to go look up this title of this book real quick.
Yeah, it's all. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's up, man? It's all garbage. It's all garbage, but you know, when you want to look at it that side, I won't knock her. I won't knock her or anything because you know she's capitalizing. She's taking advantage of capitalist opportunity, which is pretty much everything you see in entertainment. There's no real like I always say, there's no moral base in capitalism, and that's what it is in entertainment as a whole. It's about just getting the next dollar, playing to people's lowest form of thinking. You know, as far as you talk about shoot, killing, or talk or sex. You know, the old time adage, sex sells, and that's very true. So no, you can't blame her. I'm not going to blame her because you know you just see it everywhere. You see it in hip hop or anything. You know. So, but it's all messy. It's all messy. Like Lauren said, there's nothing to really be gained out of it other than money. But if she's trying to, give somebody, I don't know. I have to look back more at what she has now. If she's trying to give somebody a road to, how not to do, do certain things. That's one thing. But like you said, she was mentioning names and talking about who she slept with. If that was a dude, They be jumping all over him if he started, naming every chick he had sex with and whatnot. But it's all just sloppiness. It's all just sloppiness. But that's what American society, that's what the entertainment society in general facilitates, because those are the type of things that are gonna make top headlines. Uh, all the just like you said, the gossip type of articles, the MTO or them people like TS Madison or somebody like that. Like it's gonna reach those type of outlets, and those aren't. I really don't get a hold of those type of things. So I really don't see those type. Um, yeah, and I really ain't got nothing. Shit, get your money, girl. While you can get it. You know, sell your book, because that's all this is. The men can't be mad unless they're willing to try to make a change and call out everything, call out all of the low level and low life ways of just entertainment and everything before we till we start getting more consistent. I'm not gonna place a big huge spotlight on her and act like she's simply the devil, because she's just trying to get a dollar out here like everybody else is. So,
Okay. All right. And honestly, damn. Passport Cuddy's book is called The M in Man is for Money. So I mean, so she's teaching these young people, these young ladies, how to finesse these niggas that's got a bunch of money. So I mean, I'm not gonna like downplay it or nothing, but gang, go ahead, do what y'all gotta do. Cause PPM class used to be in the sessions back in the day. But Brittany Reiner, she still is an Instagram model, but she was a sports fanatic at first. She did a lot of sports videos and stuff for Instagram, and then she was the model, and then she started selling fit tea and everything. I mean, only thing I'm saying is, man, get your money, dog. If you gotta do that, if you gotta do this for this quick money now, go ahead and do that. But I don't know what the future will be like. You know what I'm saying? Because you get all this money now. I don't know what is the next thing. What is the next thing for her to do to capitalize? Will probably be a sex tape or something. I don't know. So because that's I think that's what Superheads was, a sex tape first, and then the book. Hey, it
wasn't a social media trend. So
say it one more time.
It really wasn't a social media trend, so it wasn't a sex tape. She was a video vixen, and then they had that show recently on BET where all those girls were saying they weren't doing the things that she was doing. But anyway, I didn't even watch it because I knew that they were lying. But it was really, she was on the scene, but her story, like, it's a lot of young people like not in their 30s that don't really know, like, this really all started with Ice-T. He was like this father, boyfriend, pimp figure to her, and that was even deep. What from that point on, and so really, it was like a word of mouth. It was a word of mouth because there was no social media then. When Dipset was out and all that, Ja Rule, there was no social media. This was all like word of mouth type of stuff. And so everything that she did, it wasn't even out of vindictiveness. And I don't even know if it was to get money. Another special that I saw with her, she was just talking about she would be in a room with all these people with a 20-year plan, and she didn't have a 5-day plan. She didn't know where she was going to be. She lived in a hotel with Ja Rule for 9 months. So we talking about kind of two different people with two different types of motivations. I would not doubt if this girl is lying and has never met any of those people in her life and is really telling a story. Like those people that get on Twitter and have those continuous feeds and it's like a story.
Yeah.
Like Zola from last year. Zola, who was with her friend that was a stripper, that was with the pimp, and blah blah blah. That story hilarious. What I've read so far about Britney is honestly, it sounds like a story. And nobody is going to sue her behind this story because it just actually has no basis, on top of the fact that she used fake names. But I think honestly it's a story. I don't think it's true at all.
The only thing I would say, now a couple of them, no, let me say this. A couple of them I do believe are true because I know she had like a screenshot or something like that, or a screen video of her talking to Lil Uzi or whatever,
I
and
did see
saying,
that.
yeah, and saying something saying that she wanted a relationship, something like that. He didn't treat her good or something like that. Well, but
Oh man, oh man, yeah, we done jumped into a whole circus now. That's how I know we talking about a circus. You brought up
Right.
we got Lil Uzi, talking about girl with tell all books, and man, this is complete fuck shit.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying I really don't believe her. Like, all it takes is for like who was it recently? I'm really trying to think. Oh, Kourtney Kardashian was in the car with that guy she was dating for just a couple of months. She was just in a car with him outside of a restaurant. What was his name? Yusef or whatever, the Middle Eastern looking guy, the model.
oh, she's not with
How are you?
Ben Simmons no
Huh?
more. So she's not with Ben Simmons no more. Oh, okay, all
No,
right.
that's Kendall Jenner, but I'm talking about Kourtney Kardashian, the big sister. Um, all it took was for one paparazzi to take one picture of them, and all of a sudden it was rumored that they got back together. They were just two people having a conversation in a car. And that's the same way I feel about her little FaceTime or whatever with Uzi Vert. Like, you're gonna have to show me some receipts. Like, y'all was in a relationship, like a real life relationship, and he cheated on you. I do not believe this girl. I don't.
Okay. I mean, it's the industry nowadays, and everybody be fucking everybody in the industry. I mean, honestly, if we want to get, it's about to get okay. Uh, Amber Rose. Amber Rose has been through, and shout out to Amber Rose with her slut walk and all that other stuff. But she's been through a lot of dudes in the industry. She's been through a lot of basketball players and some football players and stuff like that. So has Kim Kardashian, because I guess you would say Kim Kardashian was the one who made this very popular and famous. But it's my whole thing on it. My whole thing on this is I don't disrespect their decisions, but them promoting it is the main thing that's like that has me just like, man, like kids is watching this, like little young girls are watching this and they're looking up to them. Like that's my whole problem with it, honestly, is the younger generation looking up to them. What was you saying?
Now, as Kim Kardashian necessarily promoted it,
Yeah, her sex tape.
Well,
but
she didn't promote that. Her mother promoted that, but and honestly, you looking back at Kim and looking at Amber, like, okay,
Uh-oh. You disappeared. Lauren. Hello? Mic check 1 2. So I mean, yeah. While her mic gets back, um, you ready,
I'm
Lauren?
here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I was just saying about Kim Kardashian and Amber Rose, like what we've really seen is a lot of high profile relationships. We haven't really seen a high body count. If you really look at it, if you really count the numbers, what I think that people really have a problem with
Uh, you fell out again. You was gonna say celebrities. Uh oh. Yeah. Hello, Lauren.
connection.
Are you serious? Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying that I don't think that they have really had a high body count. I really think that people have a problem with the fact that they move on quickly.
Ooh, that's a good point.
And so, because with Kim, who are we talking about? We're talking about Ray J, Reggie Bush, the guy she married, the other guy she married, Kanye, right? That's it. That's 5. You know what I mean? Like that's not a lot of bodies. You know what I'm saying? I think I slept with 5 guys this year. You know what I mean? Like let's be realistic. You know what I mean? Like life imitates art, right? So the thing about it is that people don't have a problem with the amount of people that people have been with. They got a problem with these women moving on, which we should all move on. Like, I hate to see anybody sulking around after a breakup. Like, I'm like, hey, we got to do something. Even for me, I mean, I kick myself. And oh, by the way, I don't sleep around. Like, I don't sleep around. Like, I don't talk to you anymore, blah, blah, blah. These are all people. They just in a rotation, baby. But I crack myself up. But I'm being transparent, and am I not being transparent? I love all my hoes. But yeah, so let's really establish what we have a problem with here before we move on, Randy.
Well, I'm not saying no to nobody. Everybody can get
it.
Everybody gets love. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what was that TV show? Damn. Was it Insecure with Issa Rae?
I want to watch that something.
Yeah. Well, I guess she went through her little situation or whatever, her little rotation. But I mean, I do understand what you're saying though. The bounce back dudes that they get with, like what is her name? Damn. It was one of the Kardashians. Was it Kendall or no? What is the one that's OJ's daughter?
Chloe.
Allegedly, nigga. Don't get us flagged.
My bad. Allegedly. I ain't trying to get OJ out here. All right.
Don't get us flagged.
So I mean, it's what's the word I'm looking for? I guess it's on perception, because she was with James Harden for a minute. She was with Tristan Thompson now. Lamar Odom for the longest time. And that was her husband?
Yeah, she was married to Lamar.
I didn't think they was married. Oh, my bad. Well,
they were married.
Okay. All right. So that's what, 4 right there. When you got French Montana while they were still married. Let's put that out there.
But he was a crackhead. So you can't be faithful to a crackhead.
What?
Lord, it's through thick and thin, through sickness and health, yeah.
You're right.
She knew he was a crackhead when she signed up.
Man, y'all ain't right. I ain't being faithful to no crackhead. He has to be sober for at least 3 days.
Yeah.
Before he can get it.
For a drug test.
I mean, so I definitely understand where you're coming from with the perception of them being on social media. So that makes a lot of sense. And Amber Rose and Black China. Those are the new those will be the new what are they called? Damn. The new people that the little girls look up to I guess promote this lifestyle. Even though Amber Rose has a slut walk, You know what I'm saying? What is her name? Black China. Black China was with 18 or 17-year-old, 18-year-old. I think Almighty.
That girl got problems, man.
You said what?
I think she's sick. I think she got problems. I don't know what's up with that young shit. No, she's strange.
Yeah, she was with the YB and Almighty J for a little
Yeah,
bit. She had a kid. Yeah, she had a kid by Tyga, and she also had a kid by Rob Kardashian. So I mean, it's literally literally all in the same vicinity, honestly, if you want to be like that.
Well, let's look at the culprits. Let's look at the victims. What you said, can you hear me all right? Because I know there's a lot of rain and shit, a lot of noise going on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So let's look at the culprits. Got Rob Kardashian, who was going through a midlife crisis, stuffing himself with cheeseburgers and Taco Bell $5 boxes. He grew man food at that point, so she knew how to take advantage of him. Who'd you say? You said Tiger. Nuff said he was housing a chick while she was about 16 years old or so. He was with her all the way to that point, waited till she was 18, so he's in that case. There's some type of insecurity or something going on with him. And then you talking about an 18-year-old. Talking about an 18-year-old boy. And how old is Black China? Probably in her 30s or so.
Yeah.
So these are easy targets to to sip out in that manner. They're easy targets. And she knew what she was doing. But these are the type of people that the media and the people give attention to. I think we can't fault them. We can't hate the player. It's that saying, hate the game. And when we give credence to these individuals and giving them attention, giving them the views and everything. I mean, that's how they come up. I know a lot of times they're being pushed. So a lot of times it's out of our hands because there's an algorithm and different things that are pushing them our direction. But it's our job to reject this type of behavior and call it out, and teach our children at the same time because they have access more than ever to these individuals and these characters in the media. They're able to look around on YouTube, look around on the internet, surfing better than the old people can because it really wasn't available within their time. But us young people our age and everything, our generation, we're adept at those things. So we know what the kids are watching. We just got to stay on top of that, and we got to be more of a pushback. But like I keep saying, everybody's out here looking for a come up. There's no rules, there's no standards, especially in the entertainment game. There's no real standard. We can talk about rules and codes and different things, but the truth is there's really no code. It's all about capitalizing. And so we'll talk about anything, sex. If drugs sell, then we'll talk about that. We'll have the kids hooked on drugs. It doesn't matter what the future outlook brings anything. So I'm not gonna hate the player. I'm gonna hate the game. I'm gonna hate the coaches, the people that are putting these players in the game.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So what we do, this will be a little intermission real quick, but make sure you guys follow the Average Guy Podcast on Facebook to get all notifications. Make sure you hit that notification button. Also follow Grit Sports Media for all your sports needs. Go ahead and follow that on Facebook. The Instagram page is the Average Guy Podcast. You also can follow the Mixer page when if you want to keep in contact with me with the videos and everything else. YouTube, the Average Guy Studios. And before we end off with Get It Off Your Chest, I just want to shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to Lauren. Thank you. Shout out to my brother Corey. And then the homie Kia. I know she was only here for a short time, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right, so get it off your chest. Good, better, and different is the final segment that we have here tonight. Get it off your chest is the segment where if you have anything good, bad, somebody that pissed you off over the last week or the last couple of days, you can go ahead and get it off your chest right here, right now. Good, bad, and different. If you guys want to get something off your chest, now's the time. Lauren, you want to go first? You got anything you want to get off your chest?
Well, good. You know, Eric, our cousin, is supposed to come and see me this week, so he better.
Okay. All right.
That's your uncle, I guess.
Yeah. Corey, you got anything to get off your chest?
Nothing off top. You know how I am. You know, I lay it out. You know, I lay it on the line every time we get on here. So nothing off top. Nothing I can think of. You know, I'm very peaceful. I'm always at peace. So there's nothing really. I ain't gonna lie to you. The reason y'all, and I know a lot of people, whoever our viewers are, if y'all see us on a consistent basis, you notice I don't have a lot to get off my chest. But there's not a lot that be on my chest. And whatever issue I have, those issues get addressed. And if it can't be dealt with in that moment, I'm gonna formulate a plan, and and I already got a hold of it, and we're gonna begin to build on it. But I'm not gonna dwell on those certain things. So I'm not the type of person that usually has things on my chest, but sometimes I do. If it's right there and within that moment, and I got something for you, that I need to put a foot up people's asses, then that's what I'm gonna do. No, I ain't got nothing right now. Have a great Saturday, have a great weekend, everybody. Get well rested. Get well rested, and let's so we can get back to the money. Get back to the money next week. Keep building.
Remember,
get an extra hour. Make it. I said, get an extra hour. Make it good.
Yeah. That extra shower, get that. Yeah, rinse off that Badussi, the damn Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Well, all the sins of the weekend. Yeah. but I ain't got nothing. No.
All right. I just want to shout out everybody that's been listening in the United States. It's one of the top countries. Mexico with 25. Shout out to Mexico. And Turkey's still up there, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in Turkey that's been listening. Hey, man. Just let y'all know I love and appreciate every last person that's paying attention and telling a friend. You know what I'm saying? You know, send in the comment box that lets me know their opinions on this. Lets me know if I'm an asshole or not, because I know I get this whole I hate women vibe still. I don't know why. But yeah. Well, I got hit up in the inbox again, and somebody was like, "Yo, you really do hate women," and I was like, "I always speak up women," but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, man. I just want to say again, I appreciate everybody that was appreciate all my co-hosts, and yeah, man, this is episode 89 of the Average Guy Podcast, man, and we're out.
One.